Hello there. If you've stumbled upon this video, I believe we were meant to cross paths. I am 95 years old. That number sounds long, doesn't it? Long enough to have watched both black and white television and 3D movies. Long enough to have seen handwritten letters turn into emails and horse-drawn carriages become high-speed trains. People often ask me for the secret to a long life. The truth is, I have no secret. It's just been one breath, one heartbeat, one sunrise, one sunset after another. But today, I don't want to talk about how to live long. I want to talk with you about how to live well. Sitting here, time feels like an old film projector, replaying my life frame by frame in my mind. I see so much laughter, so many tears, and so many what-ifs that could have been different. These what-ifs are what people call regrets. It took me a very long time to see these heavy regrets for what they are, and I've realized that my regrets are, in fact, almost everyone's regrets. The only difference is that most people don't realize it until it's far too late. Today, I want to share them with you. There are 7 of them, and I hope that by listening to my story, you can spare yourself a few of these sighs in your own life. And when I say place, I don't just mean a house or a city. It could be a job that makes you feel suffocated every morning. Your relationship that constantly drains and changes who you are, or a circle of friends that fills you with negativity. When I was young, I had a respectable job. To everyone else, it was stable, secure, a job for life. But only I knew how deeply unhappy I was. The atmosphere was oppressive. The relationships were rigid. Every day was a cycle of repetitive, meaningless tasks. My dreams, my passion, they were like a bird trapped in a cage, slowly losing the will to sing. Why didn't I leave? Fear. I was afraid of the unknown, afraid of what people would say, afraid of losing that so-called stability. I told myself, you just hang in there. Everyone else is doing it. Hanging in there cost me 20 years. How many 20-year periods do we get in a lifetime? When I finally mustered the courage to leave in my 40s, I discovered how big the world was. I learned that I could make a living doing something I loved, that I could feel free. Those 20 years cast a gray shadow over my life. I traded my most precious youth for a sense of security I never truly wanted. I often wonder if I had left 10 years earlier, or even just 5, what a different, more vibrant life I might have lived. So, if you are in a place right now that makes you unhappy, I urge you to ask yourself, is what you're getting worth the price you're paying? Your time and your life are the most precious, non-renewable resources you have. Don't sacrifice them to sustain an environment that makes you wither. Be brave. Give yourself a chance to start over. Leaving isn't failure. It's choosing to begin again. My generation, we were taught to be reserved with our emotions. We showed love through actions, through a home, cooked meal, through silent support, but we rarely said the words. We felt that saying it out loud was cheesy or unnecessary. My father was a very stern man. I knew he loved me, but he never ever said it, and I, in turn, became just like him. I loved him. I loved my mother, my wife, my children, but I always assumed they just knew. I remember so clearly the afternoon before my father passed away. He was lying in his hospital bed, so frail. I sat beside him, holding his withered hand, and my heart was overflowing with things I wanted to say. I wanted to tell him, "Dad, thank you for everything. I love you so, so much." But those words, they got stuck in my throat. I just kept telling him, "You're going to be okay." He passed away, and that "I love you" became a permanent, hollow space in my heart. Later, when my wife was still with me, I learned to hug her, to tell her I loved her. The smile that bloomed on her face when I did, that's when I understood how powerful those three simple words are. Words have warmth. Never assume the people you love can feel it without you saying it. A warm word of affirmation, a sincere thank you, a direct "I love you." These are gifts that no action can replace. They can resolve misunderstandings, heal wounds, and make an ordinary day feel extraordinary. Bah. Please, pick up the phone right now, or walk over to the person you love and tell them. Don't let "I could have" become "why didn't I?" Don't leave the same regret between you and the people you love. On the wall next to my bed, there used to be a poster of the pyramids in Egypt. It was my biggest dream when I was young. My husband and I made a pact when we retired. We would go see that magnificent ancient wonder. We would ride camels in the desert. We saved for that dream for years. But when we finally retired, we said, "Let's wait until the grandkids are in school. We need to help out now." Then, when they were in school, we said, "Let's wait until our health is a bit better. My knees have been acting up." And then her health began to decline, and a long journey became an impossible luxury. After she was gone, I was sorting through her belongings and found that old, yellowed poster. The pyramids still stood tall and majestic, but the person who promised to see them with me was gone forever. That trip was like so many of our postponed dreams. We always think, there will be time later, or we'll do it. We sacrifice countless for an later, but life's aim is your chilly. A trip isn't about science entirely. To wait is often the middest enemy is waiting. But life's great uncertain knows for and better, or will do when things are better. It's about experiencing a different life. The landscapes you haven't seen, the people you haven't met, the experiences you haven't had, they all make your life broader and richer. Don't always say someday. Your dreams have an expiration date. When you are still able, when you still feel that spark of desire, just go. Even a short trip to a nearby city is infinitely better than staying home and dreaming about it 1,000 times. In this life, we play so many roles. We are children, parents, spouses, employees. We try so hard to play every part perfectly, to meet everyone's expectations. To make my parents proud, I chose a major they approved of. To provide stability for my family, I gave up a business idea I was passionate about. To care for the children, my wife sacrificed her hobbies. We constantly adjust the course of our lives based on the script someone else wrote for us, and we become good at it. We become the good son, the good husband, the good father in everyone's eyes. But one day, late at night, I asked myself, if you strip away all these labels, who are you? What do you truly want? And I was met with a blank void. It felt as if I had lived my entire life for other people, and in the process, I had lost myself. Pleasing others is an exhausting way to live because you can never make everyone happy. When you focus too much on someone else's script, you forget that you are the protagonist of your own life. Your life should not be a biography written for the approval of others. I'm not advocating for selfishness. I'm advocating for balance, a balance between loving others and loving yourself. You must listen to your inner voice, honor your own feelings, and pursue your own passions. It is your life, and you have the right to live it in a way that feels authentic to you. Only when you are truly happy and alive can you bring your best self to the people you love. Starting today, set aside a little time for yourself every day. Ask yourself, was I happy today? What did I do that made me feel fulfilled? Please remember, first, become yourself. Then you can be someone for others. This point is similar to the last one, but it's different. Living for others is about your choices. Caring too much about what they think is about your fears. When I was a young man, I wanted to learn how to paint. I secretly bought a canvas and some paints and practiced in the attic. A neighbor saw me and laughed. A grown man doing that. You can't make a living off painting. What a waste of time. Just because of that one comment, I packed away my art supplies and never touched them again. How ridiculous it seems now. I killed my own passion because of a casual remark from someone who didn't matter. I was afraid of being gossiped about, of being laughed at, of seeming different to. How many times in my life did I do this? I abandoned a business idea because I was afraid people would call me a dreamer. I changed out of an outfit I loved because I was afraid people would say it was strange. I lived my life inside a box woven from the threads of other people's opinions. It wasn't until I was old, too old to care, that I understood a simple truth. Very few people in this world are actually paying close attention to you. Most people are completely absorbed in their own lives. Your embarrassing moments, your differences, they are, at most, a fleeting scene in someone else's movie. But you've made them the main theme of your own life, tormenting yourself on repeat. Your life is your experience, not someone else's review. Don't let the mouths of others dictate the path beneath your feet. The people who laugh at you will not be responsible for your future. When you reach the end of your life and look back, the only thing you will truly regret is not the judgment of others, but all the beautiful things you missed because you were trying to avoid it. This is the most painful regret of all, doll. I always believed that working hard, earning more money, and providing my family with the best material life was the greatest expression of my love. I worked late. I traveled often for business. I missed my daughter's first steps. I missed my son's school plays. I missed countless evenings when my wife and I could have just taken a simple walk together. I would always tell them, things will calm down after this project is finished. But there was always another project. There was never a finish line. I thought I was building a future for my family, but I was absent from my family's precious present. The money I earned could buy my son the most expensive toys, but it could never buy back that one afternoon when all he wanted was for me to build blocks with him. I could buy my wife beautiful dresses, but I could never make up for all the nights she faced her worries alone. By the time I finally had time, my children were grown. They had their own lives and no longer needed me in the same way. And between my wife and me, there was a quiet distance I could never quite bridge. All those moments I missed became bricks, building an invisible wall between us. Well, we assume our family will always be there, but we forget that companionship has an expiration date. Your children's childhood will not wait for you. Your parents' aging will not wait for you. The love of your partner needs to be nurtured. Money can be earned again. A job can be found again. But time with your family, once it's gone, is gone forever. Please, do not use "I'm busy" as an excuse for your absence, because at the end of it all, you will realize that the one place you want to return to most is the home you neglected for so long. This final point is the root of all the others. It is the source of all regret. Why did we keep our love unspoken? Because we thought there would be 1,000 other chances to say it. Why did we postpone the trip? Because we thought next year, or the year after, we'd have all the time in the world. Why did we neglect our families? Because we believed in the myth of someday pot. There's always tomorrow is the biggest lie in the world. It allows us to procrastinate with a clear conscience, to waste the present without a second thought. We pin all our hopes for happiness on an uncertain future. My 95 years have taught me that there are no guarantees of a next time. Many people you think of a next time. There are no guarantees of likes again. Disappear after a single turn. Many things you think you'll do later get postponed until they become impossible. Time is the only thing that is both perfectly fair and brutally unfair. It gives every single person 24 hours a day, but it can also, without any warning, come to a complete stop. When I was young, just like you, I thought the future was a distant horizon, that death was something that happened to other people. But when you watch your friends leave, one by one, when you feel your own body grow frail, you finally understand the profound weight of those 4 words. Leave in the moment. So, there they are. My 7 regrets. I have bared my soul to you, not to make you feel anxious or afraid, but in the hopes that you can see your own. It's not too late. In my wish I had. The script of my life is almost on its final page. But I know that you, the person watching this, your story, is just reaching its most exciting chapter, or you're right in the middle of the rising action. You possess the one thing I would trade everything for: time. You have the chance to leave that unhappy place, to speak the love in your heart, to embark on that dream journey, to live for yourself for once, to tune out the noise, and to give your family the warmest embrace. You still have the chance to create a life free of these regrets. I beg you, start today. Start right now. Do one thing you've always wanted to do, but have been putting off. Go see one person you've always wanted to see, but never found the time for. If these words have touched you, please share them with someone you love, your friends, your family. Perhaps this is exactly what they need to hear at this very moment. And in the comments below, please write down one thing you promise to do right now. Let's witness each other's commitment to change. It's the best promise you can make to yourself and to your future. Oh, I am a 95-year-old man. This is one of the last things I can offer the world. Thank you for listening.